I'm Liv, your emotionally exhausted, chronically online host, and every week we talk about life, relationships, internet chaos, bad decisions, awkward moments, and all the things that spiral way faster than they should. Welcome to This Escalated Quickly.
Okay, let's get this out of the way. One time, I literally staged a haunting so a guy who ghosted me would feel bad. Yes, staged a haunting. And yes, it got chaotic in ways I did not predict. By the end of this episode, you'll hear every ridiculous move I made, the hot takes I stand behind, and the single honest lesson I didn't want to learn but did anyway. So here's what you're getting. A cringe confession, a strategic plan that was more theater than revenge, a series of spectacular misfires, and one very awkward reunion where everything collapsed into laughter and apology. If you love messy dating tales or you need something to make your own bad choices feel reasonable, you're in the right place. I promise practical reminders too, like don't impersonate people and maybe don't recruit your roommate as a professional dramatic prop, but mostly laughs. Here's the setup. I met Noah, yes, we will call him Noah, at a lower stakes trivia night. Half-hour date, top-tier chemistry, 2 overpriced cocktails, and that feeling where your brain insists this is the start of something. We walked, we debated whether pineapple belongs on pizza like it decided the fate of civilization, and he kissed me on the forehead when I said something uncool and vulnerable. It was perfect for a half hour. Then, silence. Phone, ghost town. No text, no voicemail, the kind of nothing that makes you invent entire lives for a person in your head. You know the spiral. Did I say something weird? Did his cat run away? Was he abducted by aliens? My brain immediately made a conspiracy board. I did the thing I always warn my friends about. I turned to social performance. If silence was a judo move, I wanted to throw it back with spectacle. That's where Operation Scene was born, a multi-act passive-aggressive campaign designed to manufacture guilt without direct confrontation. Cheeky, creative, and very small-time petty. Act 1, accidental public texts. I sent a very specific message, which I accidentally left on my group chat visible to people who could screenshot and make a montage that said, quote, "Wow, just realized I might be the clingy one. Note to self, buy fewer feelings online." Then I tagged none of them. The purpose? Create mild social curiosity. Make it look like I'm living my best chaotic, inconvenient life, not lying awake hoping my phone buzzes. Act 2 gets weirder. I ghosted the ghoster with reverse ghosting. I sent a LinkedIn-style message, faked a recruiter outreach, where I congratulated him on a mysterious promotion and said I'd love to connect about, quote, exciting senior synergy opportunities. Formal, fake, and absolutely ridiculous. The aim was to make him wonder if he missed out on something and might respond out of curiosity or mild irritation. Act 3. Enlist the roommate. My roommate, bless her dramatic soul, agreed to be my sulky ex in a public Instagram story where she pretended to be annoyed that I'd stolen a sweater. She texted our mutual friends with a fake jealousy rant that looked oddly real if you squinted. The goal? Establish social proof that I am in fact an undesirable catch, so impressive it causes jealousy. Logic? Confuse him into responding. It was theater. Very cheap theater. And then, because life loves irony, the escalation. First, a delivery mix-up. I ordered a bouquet labeled, "Sorry I ditched you," to a random address that I thought was his building. The delivery guy rang our buzzer, my roommate opened the door in a bathrobe, and an entire old lady birdwatching club witnessed the bouquet situation while I hid under a blanket pretending to be asleep. Then I left a voicemail, very jealous, very dramatic, where I said something like, "Oh, so now you care? Cute." And in a stunning display of incompetence, I sent it to my boss as a voicemail instead of to him. My boss replied with a thumbs up and a gif of a seal. I took that as judgment and moved on to Plan C, the accidental mutual friend confrontation, orchestrated by the roommate who may have gone one step too far and actually told him that I was seeing someone new at a party he was at. He texted back, baffled and curious, and finally asked if we could talk. Mission accomplished? Kind of.
When he resurfaced, the reunion was a 3-act rom-com, minus the sweeping cinematography. We met at a cafe that had suspiciously supportive baristas. He looked apologetic, confused, and frankly relieved to be back in human form. I confronted him with the least direct question possible. So, did you get eaten by a platypus or just your phone? He admitted he'd been overwhelmed and then, honestly, terrible at communicating. We both laughed, mostly at my fairy tale of petty scheming. And then I said something I didn't expect. I actually felt embarrassed.
Hot take time. People ghost for a million reasons. Convenience, avoidance, boredom, genuine fear of confrontation. But ghosting is more about the ghoster than the ghosted. Red flags worth noticing? If someone avoids simple, respectful communication repeatedly, that's a pattern, not a phase. If they only show up when it's fun for them, they're not figuring out feelings, they're demonstrating priorities. And the lesson I learned the messy way, theatrical revenge is emotionally satisfying for approximately 47 seconds. And then it leaves you with new, small humiliations to explain to your friends.
So, the real ending of Operation Scene. We had a conversation where I admitted my passive aggression, he admitted he was bad at closure, and we both agreed it was not the healthiest way forward. I forgave him, he apologized, I forgave myself for being theatrical, and then, because of course, I made a group chat poll about whether I should ever do something like this again. The majority voted no. Lesson learned. Kind of. Don't impersonate recruiters. Quick recap. Half-hour perfect date. Radio silence, Operation Scene, public texts, fake recruiter message, sulky roommate, a misdelivered bouquet, and a voicemail to my boss, awkward reunion, and a lesson about dignity and better ways to ask for closure. If you enjoyed the chaos, excellent. If you're aghast, also excellent. I am too. Now do me a favor. If this made you laugh or made you feel marginally better about your own questionable impulses, leave a review and tell me your own petty, embarrassing operations. I want the receipts. Leave a review and keep the group chat alive. If today's episode made you laugh, question humanity, or feel slightly better about your own life choices, then my job here is officially done. Follow the show, drop a review, and share your own tiny vendettas. Anonymously is fine. Legally preferred. Stay chaotic.